Welcome. As we reach the end of our journey in Area 1, thanks for the work that you've put in and the assignments that you've submitted and will submit. I look forward to reading them and getting to know you a little bit better through that process and seeing how you've been thinking about the growth of the church during these first several hundred years of its existence. And as you have worked through the readings and the assignments and thought about the growth of Christianity in its first 300 years, there are a couple of key takeaways that I hope that you take with you from this area of study. I would offer you three. I hope that you've been thinking and processing some things yourself as you think about how things have been done in the past and sort of how that relates to you and to your faith and to the church in the 21st century. The first takeaway that I would offer you is this. Keep in mind that the Roman Empire was the perfect platform for the spread of Christianity. The empire covered the majority of the known world at that time, and Christianity was able to spread within its borders. Roman roads were legendary, allowing for ease of trade and travel, and Christians took advantage. During these years, the empire was largely at peace with its surrounding neighbors, and Christianity benefited because it didn't have the stress and the strain of being in a nation that was going through the upheaval of war. And on the flip side, to the challenges that were present in the Roman Empire, the poverty, the inequities that existed within the empire, Christianity offered an inviting solution that certainly permeated the Roman Empire. A second takeaway that I would offer to you, and I hope that you've seen this at several points, but it's the reminder that Christianity thrived in the face of persecution. Much to the surprise of many Roman emperors who saw Christianity as a dangerous threat to the Roman Empire's way of life and worship, and to the surprise of many Roman philosophers who saw Christianity as a worthless superstition. The many efforts of persecution were ultimately worthless. While some people recanted their faith in Jesus in order to avoid persecution, many did not. And because they believed in the reality of this Jesus and his promises, were willing to die for their faith. And because of their deaths and their testimonies, many others came to believe. As the early Christian writer Tertullian noted, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. And certainly for the first 300 years of its history, that was true. The third and final takeaway that I would offer you is that the conversion of Constantine, or the conversion of Constantine, I often find that I need to put that in quotes for myself because I find myself a little suspicious of Constantine's conversion to Christianity. Nevertheless, the conversion of Constantine changed everything. And regardless of people like me, or perhaps like you, who think that what happened might be a little suspicious, regardless of what we think he might have seen, his moving of Christianity from the blacklist to the good side, to the good list, or the accepted list, was a monumental change for Christianity. No longer was Christianity a persecuted minority, but now it was a tolerated religion within the empire. Suddenly it was okay to be a Christian. The powerless religion suddenly had the emperor in their corner, and gradually the church embraced power for itself. And within 100 years of Constantine's conversion, Christianity would become the legal, in fact, the only accepted religion of the empire, and all other religions would be persecuted. Political power often changes the persecuted, into a persecutor. We see that with Christianity at this time. In conclusion, I think this gives us some things to think about in the 21st century. We need to think about the connection between Christianity and political power. Christians in many places and times have done just fine, thank you very much, without political power or government support. Maybe government opposition to Christianity, however you might define opposition, should not always be seen as a negative. We also should not be surprised that around the world today, some of the places where Christianity is growing most rapidly are places where Christians continue to be persecuted. In parts of Africa, in parts of India, and in China, Christianity is growing at a considerably greater rate than it is where Christianity has become culturally accepted. Interesting to consider. Thanks again for your work in Area 1. You'll notice that there is an extra week between the assignments that are due for Area 1 and the assignments that are due for Area 2, primarily because I wanted you to have a little more time to read and digest the book that you are reviewing for Area 2, The Celtic Way of Evangelism, which I think is an extremely insightful book. I hope that you will find it interesting and intriguing to think about. I just wanted to make sure that you had time to read and digest that book well, and I know there's been a lot of material here in Area 1, and so a little more time before you dive into Area 2. Please feel free to contact me. Let me know if there are things going on that I can help you with. Thanks very much.